In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 dating and relationship behaviors you've been brainwashed to believe are totally normal, but they're actually what's keeping you stuck and frustrated and disconnected from the kind of love you truly desire and deserve. And if you're anything like I was before I met my partner, Johnny, you're doing all the right things, you're dating and putting yourself out there, you've done the inner work, you're clear on what you want, but something still feels off, and everything you're doing just isn't really working. And so you start to wonder, like, what is wrong with me? Am I just meant to be alone forever? Am I better off single? If that's where you are right now, I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. And if you desire romantic partnership, it is 100% in the cards for you. Your man is out there and you will find him. But there is something very wrong with the system that we're all living in and that you are dating inside of. And because we're all immersed in this system, we're like fish in water. We don't even realize that we're swimming in all of this conditioning that isn't really us. It's not who we really are. We've all been brainwashed, not in some tinfoil hat like conspiracy kind of way, but by a culture and a society built on patriarchy and this dominator paradigm where women have been conditioned to perform and to please and to seek approval and validation through romantic partnership. And while I can't possibly list everything that's wrong with this system, my hope is that you can just start questioning some of these behaviors and beliefs and start opening your mind and your heart to a different way of dating and relating that allows you to be 100% yourself, which will also allow you to create the real, genuine, authentic connection with the right man that I know you really want to experience. Number one is believing you need a relationship to feel complete. We all grew up on fairy tales. We all know the moment Tom Cruise tells Renee Zellweger and Jerry Maguire, "You complete me." It's romantic, it's iconic, and it's absolute bullshit. But this belief that you need someone else to be whole runs so deep in so many of us. And there's also this like undertone in our culture that being in a relationship is somehow superior to being single. And that's why so many women think that being single, especially into their 30s or 40s, makes you feel like you're failing and like there's something wrong with you. And this is also why we think that love and a relationship will finally fix the parts of us that feel broken. And while relationships can definitely enhance your life, they aren't going to complete you or magically fix any wounds or insecurities that you're carrying around. And I want to be very clear that you can want deep connection with a man. You can absolutely desire love. This is a completely normal and healthy human need. But when you believe a relationship is something you need to be worthy or fulfilled, you end up attracting relationships from lack, not from wholeness. And that can lead to some really unhealthy dynamics in relationships. The truth is that a healthy relationship starts with two healthy, whole individuals. So, something I want to invite you to consider is that dating isn't about finding someone to complete you. It's about finding someone to join you on the journey to completing yourself. So, get curious about what might be currently missing in your life that you believe a romantic relationship will fix or fulfill for you, and focus on developing a full, complete life on your own. And make sure that the men you date are doing the same thing, that they're on their own journey of self exploration and aren't looking for someone else to complete them. Because it's really an impossible standard to hold another person to. And like I said, you can still hold that desire for love and partnership without losing yourself in the process while still being a whole, complete individual on your own. Number two is prioritizing what he thinks over how you feel. So many women are constantly worried and overanalyzing when it comes to dating. Like, does he like me? Is he gonna text back? Did I say the wrong thing? Did I come off as too much? This is your good girl conditioning. This is people pleasing. This is performing. This is you believing that you have to be and act a certain way in order to be worthy of love. And it's not your fault. Women have been taught from childhood, from media, from religion, from all these different sources that our value comes from being chosen by a man. And I want to be so super clear that the desire to be chosen is very human and very real. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be chosen and claimed by a man. But you get to choose also. Your power comes from choosing yourself first. True feminine power comes from within. And I remember how powerless I used to feel around dating and relationships. And you might feel that way too, doing things like obsessing over how he feels about you or over analyzing every little interaction or wondering why he's pulling away and scheming how to get his attention again. Feminine power is taking all that energy that you're sending outwards towards these men and bringing it back to you. Seriously, like physically gather this energy and bring it back in and down. Because this is where your feminine energy center, your feminine power lives. This completely changed my dating life when I stopped worrying if men liked me and got honest with myself about how I felt about them. When I stopped putting men on pedestals and started tuning into my own experience, my body, my desires, my truth. And when you do this, you start to interact with men in a completely different way. And it's like a natural repellent to the wrong men and a magnet to the kind of man you really want to be with. Number three is dating from fear and scarcity and insecurity. As a woman, you've been brainwashed to date like you're running out of time, right? Like you need to lock someone down now or you'll end up alone forever. Find a man yesterday because your ovaries and your eggs are drying up. This one is so real and is also very personal to me because I didn't meet my partner until I was 36. I'm 40 now and we still don't have children and very much want to have a family. So I totally understand that there is a very real biological clock ticking in the back of your mind, especially if you want to have children. But this fear-based messaging that we've all received leads to settling for someone that you know deep down isn't right for you, or you're over giving to prove your worth. You're staying in situationships and relationships way past their expiration date, chasing people who aren't available or who you probably don't even like that much if you get really honest with yourself. And I'm not judging here. I've done every single one of those things in the past. But fear is not the same as love. Fear is not love. And in many cases, what you've been conditioned to believe isn't even love at all. It's control. It might be codependency. Maybe it's transactional. And this one also ties into the first belief where you get stuck dating from this place of lack. And it can lead to some really unhealthy relationship dynamics that in the bigger picture or long term can have some really negative impacts on your life. So, coming from a place of wholeness and being really intentional about who you choose to be in partnership with will have a compounding effect, not just for the duration of that relationship, but potentially for the rest of your life, especially if you make larger commitments like getting married, buying property together, having children. There's an impact on your friends and family. I know it sounds a little dramatic, but who you choose to do life with is one of the most important decisions of your life. So it might sound crazy, but I honestly recommend staying single as long as possible and try to stop worrying about the timeline. You're not late, you're not behind, and there's value and meaning in every part of your journey, whether you're single, in a relationship, or something in between. And waiting for the right man is so much better and so much more important than settling for less than you deserve. Number four is believing men should lead and women should surrender, or any of this masculine, feminine dynamics dating advice that goes something like be in your feminine, don't text first, or you're too in your masculine, let him chase you or he'll lose interest. Lean back, surrender, and just receive. On the surface, it might make sense, but when you dig a little deeper, this messaging leads to a lot of the performing and game playing that drives you crazy when it comes to dating and leads to so much of the frustration that you feel. And advice like this also reinforces these outdated gender roles that keep us from being real with each other and prevents the deeper connection that you're actually looking for. Because true connection cannot exist if one or both people are always performing. And real love isn't about chasing or surrendering or following the rules. It's about two people co creating something that they both want and that serves them both. And in a healthy, conscious relationship, no one has to pretend. You're two humans walking side by side, both honoring your needs and desires and supporting each other's growth. And number five is thinking that finding the one is the end. This is the ultimate myth we've all been sold, the fairy tale romance and the happily ever after. All you have to do is find the one, and then the work is done. But finding the one is not the end, it's really just the beginning. And when we're talking about conscious relationships, it's honestly probably the easy part. And yes, of course, the right person can and will bring so much joy and dimension to your life. That's a huge part of all of this. But conscious relationships aren't about comfort or convenience. And when I say comfort, I'm not talking about the deep sense of safety or security that can come from a relationship with the right person. I'm more so talking about complacency, like becoming overly comfortable in the relationship and thinking like you don't have to make an effort anymore. Healthy, conscious relationships are containers for growth and healing and expansion. So they will bring up your deepest wounds so that you can heal them and open up your capacity for love. And that's not always easy. It doesn't always feel good. And it requires presence and communication and commitment, not just in the dating or honeymoon phase, but for the duration of the relationship. And both people, both partners need to be fully bought into this idea. But the good thing is that you don't have to wait to find the one to start living the life that you want to live and doing this deeper work to start exploring and healing your wounds and practicing better communication and building somatic safety and becoming the most fully expressed version of yourself so that when you do meet the right person, you can dive right in and really accelerate whatever path of growth you're already on. So, if dating has felt frustrating for you so far, and you feel like you have to shrink or chase or fix yourself to find love, if you've been doing everything right and still feel like something's missing, it's not you. It's this programming and conditioning that you can totally undo. And when you start to see these things, when you start to question the rules and the roles and the stories, you begin to create space for a different kind of love and a different kind of relationship that is 100% possible for you, even if it wasn't modeled for you, even if you don't know anyone in real life with a relationship like that, even if your dating past has been a complete disaster. Your desire for this deep connection and partnership is proof that it's meant for you.